So it was either do the operation, have a 50% chance to fix it, or just leave it and let your spine collapse and paralyze yourself anyway. So yeah, this year's been like a massive year of growth for me. I was an absolute like down in the dumps, like very down in the dumps at the start of the year. Hello, it's me. Welcome. I thought that I would make a summary video of what's happened this year, because a lot's gone on. You might be wondering where I am in this lovely room. I'm in somewhere called Brindisi, which is like, it's on like the heel of the boot of Italy. Don't ask me why I'm here in December. I mean, the reason is like 50 quid flights, that's it. Came for a little nosy. But I thought I'd use this opportunity to sort of like summarise this year, because I've done a lot of travelling, made a lot of videos, and I've always said to myself that like this YouTube channel is like my version of a, you know, like the scrapbooks. Yeah, this channel is like a version of like the scrapbooks that your parents used to get out to show you what you did when you were younger. So I kind of just want to use this somewhere to like, you know, dump memories essentially. I'm also filming on a new camera and a new microphone, so I hope the quality is better. I'll try not to shout into it. But yeah, so it all started off with me and my good friend Callum going off to Malaga at the start of the year. Now, there is a short 2-minute video of that, of us in a water park in Malaga. There is a whole like 20-minute video that's just unlisted. And to be honest, I don't think it will ever go public because some of the stuff that was happening in that video was just criminal. But what I can, well, some of the stuff that was being said was criminal, but I can cut over stuff of what we were up to in that video. So that was a really great trip. The water park was just amazing. And that was the first time having to go at pointing a camera at your face in public, which is honestly pretty daunting to start with, but not too bad afterwards. So yeah, then after Malaga, I was like, okay, I want to go away again. And I was like, I have to go on my own because I don't think anyone will go with me in such just like, you know, short notice. So I literally booked a trip to Geneva, and that was my first time going away in like, I don't know, 2 years since I went to Thailand on my own. First time taking a camera around on my own. I remember being in Heathrow, walking around, talking into this GoPro, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? First time I had a go at just going Friday to Sunday. If you know me, then that's like the basic trip mechanic now for me, is I go off to work on Friday and come back Sunday. And yeah, that trip ended up being a good laugh. Good laugh corrupting all your footage halfway through it. And then having to run around in a taxi with a guy called Gianfranco, who properly sorted me out. Trying to find an SD card like half an hour before everything closed. It was good fun. So yeah, I mean, I'd go back to Geneva, maybe for like a day. It's not worth more than that, to be honest. After that was Budapest. Again, the first time going to Budapest. This was when I was in like this like half marathon training phase to go and run that first one. So I remember I think I ran like 16k in that, and then almost like passed out, and then went to a wine tasting straight after, and met some like, yeah, really friendly German boys and girls, and we ended up like going out together afterwards, which was like the first time, you know, that I've gone somewhere. Well, I mean, just gone on your own, met some random people, and then ended up having like a great time with them. So you guys know who you are, always remember that. And yeah, Budapest was really good, really rated it, and I'd love to go back, but at that point I didn't realise I'd be going back sooner than I would realise, so we'll get to that later. So then after Budapest I went and ran the half marathon, and that was sort of congealed into a weekend of meeting all of the old like uni lot in Brighton for a night out. So went on a really heavy night out on the Friday, and then yeah, I'd spent the day with them on Saturday, and then came home, and I was like, oh no, it's tomorrow. Felt so underprepared for it, and ended up going on fine. Um, yeah, did it in under 2 hours. Had Charlotte and Liam come along to support me, which was so nice. And that was a super rewarding experience. If anyone ever thinks that they can't do it, you definitely can. And that's proof in the pudding. So then after that was Barcelona. Now, Barcelona was a Saturday to Sunday trip, which is ambitious. So I literally spent one night. Barcelona itself was like amazing. Really enjoyed the like central market. I felt a lot more confident filming everywhere. You just start to realise that people are going to stare, but are they going to say or do anything? No. So it is what it is. And then, yeah, I really enjoyed walking around Barcelona. I think I made a comment in that video. I was just like, "There's nowhere to sit outside." And I remember speaking to some of my mates afterwards who had been, and they were like, "Yeah, I kind of agree with that." So that's the only thing that Barcelona can improve. But yeah, we went on the pub crawl that evening. That was like hilarious. Again, it's like it's just meeting a load of random people and just like spending the evening with them. It was good fun. But Jesus Christ, the next day it was. I think you could see it on my face in the morning. Like I was literally the most hungover I've ever been in my life. Because we were out obviously till like 4. Literally didn't do anything that second day. But anyway, that was Barcelona. I'd go back. It was a good laugh. And then after that, sort of like slowed things down a bit. I went to Oslo. I think at that point I could say I've got the travel bug. It was just so easy to go away on the weekends, not taking any holiday off of work, just sort of like, a fact you should know about me is I finish work at 2 p.m. on a Friday, so it's actually really realistic to just run to the airport and like go somewhere for a couple of nights. But yeah, Oslo, really good. The run I did in Oslo was super scenic. It kind of looked like a movie set. Oslo itself was like really clean, just really like well put together. And walking down onto the like pontoon or like the dock area, it's amazing. Like looking at the fjords and all these old sort of ships coming in and out of the port. So yeah, cool city. Expensive as hell. I think I paid €10 or the equivalent of £10, sorry, for a pint of Guinness, which is, I think that's literally more expensive than what you pay in Dublin. So. Yeah. After Oslo was the trip that you didn't see, which was to a place called Bremen in Germany. And if you watched the Malta video, you would have seen me talk about this briefly at the start. But this place was just me booking a stupidly cheap flight to somewhere that is literally just like a rural town in Germany. I still have the footage. I'll obviously be showing you some of it over this, but the highlight of that was sat at a table with 2 middle-aged German women who couldn't speak English, watching like the Euro, because Germany were playing in the Euros. So we were in this market town in like this market square. Everyone's out to watch the football, and I'm just sat there with 2 middle-aged German women who asked if they could join me. So it's just one of those moments where you're just like, you have to sort of dial in and just think, what on earth is going on right now? But yeah, don't go to Bremen, please. It was so bad I literally had to go to Hamburg on the Saturday, and that was even worse, so don't go. So after Bremen, took a bit of a break, went to Malta with Callum. Callum's family lives in Malta, so we stayed with them. Yeah, I mean, it's just always hilarious going away with him. We're just, being idiots, basically. The boat trip was the highlight, for sure. That was, like, just so good. Such a nice vibe where we were staying. England get through to the Euros final there. It was just an amazing trip, and the night out on the last night was just hilarious. Like, we just got stupidly drunk, as you'd expect. That holiday was just us basically driving around, sightseeing, and then just getting stupidly drunk in the evening. So, yeah, I'd really recommend it. Uh, yeah, so after Malta was Cologne. Cologne was, again, up there for one of the best trips of the year. Getting all the boys away to go watch, something that we all enjoy was sick. The esports bar that we found was sick. They like really looked after us in there. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like level 1. I'll put it on the screen. The expo was sick. Lots of stuff to do there, and playing in that little tournament was like good fun for all of us. It was just hilarious, all being in a line. And then the nights out, of course, was just absolutely hilarious. I remember there's 2 parts of the holiday that I think were like the pinnacle was us in the lift after the first night with like kebab smeared around our mouths, just pissing about basically, and then the taxi ride on the second night. Someone decided to drop their guts in that taxi, and the taxi driver put down all 4 windows at once. And yeah, I don't think people stopped laughing until we got out of the taxi. So go to Cologne. It's good. It's good fun. So finally, it was Budapest again. I didn't think I'd be back in Budapest in like the next 3 months, but I was. And that was because I decided to book a marathon. After running the half one, I was like, screw it. It's just that again. That was quite awful to train for. I think the furthest I ever ran in training was like 24, and I just picked up an injury like a month before. But running that was just surreal. Didn't expect it to be finished, and somehow got through it without injury. I remember hitting the wall, and I was telling the camera, I was like, I literally can't do this. It's running like 100 meters, and it's just like dry heaving, run another 100 meters, dry heave, and then crossing the finish line. It was just very overly emotional. Fun fact about me is that I basically had an operation when I was like 13 that could have paralysed me. It was like 50-50 chance. So to think back from then to like before that operation, I could barely like walk. It like needed to happen. My spine was basically collapsing on itself. So it was either do the operation, have a 50% chance to fix it, or just leave it and let your spine collapse and paralyse yourself anyway. So took the gamble, and it paid off. And then here we are, 26 years old, like running a full marathon. Like, it's just, you have to think about things in perspective there. It's definitely one of my proudest achievements. And yeah, I know people think that running's cringe, but it's seriously rewarding. And when you do things like that, yeah, it's just incredible. I'd recommend everyone does it. So it brings us back to where we are now. Brindisi, literally for like one day. It's like a nice, quaint Italian dock town in the south. Obviously, it would be nicer in the summer, but you make do. I'm just here because of cheap flights and something to do on the weekend. It is, yeah, I mean, it's got, I don't know, I had a run around it. Looks pretty, looks very like ancient, all that stuff. It's just not bad for 50 quid. Had some grouper pasta. Grouper's like a big fish, big scary looking fish, which is pretty decent. But yeah, I don't know, if Brindisi floats your boat, then come here then, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, this year's been like a massive year of growth for me. I was an absolute like down in the dumps, like very down in the dumps at the start of the year, and pulled it around, and here I am now, brimming with confidence. I've run a marathon, I've been away like 6 or 7 times on my own, put myself out of my comfort zone, and it's just been a really good year. So I just wanted to talk about it so I can watch this in the future, to look back on and just think to yourself, yeah, you had a really, a good year, good 2024. It's one for the books. So that's it. That's it for this year at least. Next year I'm off on to note I'm doing a stag do, which I haven't done before. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. I'm running a marathon in Rome because why shouldn't you run 2 marathons in the space of 6 months? I guess I don't know. It's one of those on the whim booking things that I do. And then I'm also going to go to Vietnam to do the Ha Giang Loop. If you know, you know. But I'll be filming that, and you'll be able to see it. But for now, cheers. 2024 has been one for the books. I'm hanging up my boots for the rest of the year, and I'll see you in 2025. And I know I always say this at the end of my videos. I always say ciao, but I can actually say ciao because I'm in Italy now. So I'll see you later. Ciao.